The philosophy of success. Carl Jung. Everyone claims to want success. They talk about ambition, about vision, about goals. But if you watch closely, you'll see something strange. Most people unconsciously avoid the very thing they chase. Not because they don't want it, but because deep down, they're terrified of it. Jung believed success is never blocked by the outside world. It's blocked by what lives inside of you. The shadow, the hidden fears, the patterns you won't admit. You think you're climbing toward success, but without facing yourself, you're only running in circles, replaying the same story with different faces. True growth doesn't begin when you set goals. It begins when you confront the parts of yourself you've spent years denying. On the surface, success looks simple. Work hard, stay focused, take opportunities. But the unconscious is always pulling strings. Jung warned, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. And you will call it fate. That's why you procrastinate right when you're closest to finishing. That's why you self-destruct at the edge of breakthrough. You tell yourself it was bad luck, wrong timing, the world's fault. But it's not the world, it's your shadow. The very part of you that you've never looked at directly, quietly steering your choices, blocking doors, making sure you stay exactly where you are. The shadow isn't evil. It's simply the parts of you you've buried: anger, envy, greed, fear, desire. You silence them. You pretend they don't exist. But what you bury doesn't disappear. It festers. It seeps out in hesitation, in sabotage, in repeated mistakes. The man who denies his aggression can't stand up for himself, so he stays overlooked. The woman who denies her envy wastes years resenting instead of building. The person who denies fear never takes the risk, so they stay small. The shadow doesn't sabotage you because it hates you. It sabotages because it refuses to be ignored. Until you face it, it will rule you. And here lies the darkest irony. It isn't just failure you fear. It's success itself. Failure is safe. Failure is familiar. Success demands responsibility. It strips away excuses. It says, now that you can, why won't you? Jung believed many secretly avoid success because success exposes them. It forces them to grow, to lead, to be seen. And being seen means no more hiding. It's easier to stay in struggle because struggle is familiar. But growth demands you step into the unknown, and the unknown is terrifying. Then comes the persona, the mask, the role you play for society, the polite self, the perfect self, the agreeable self. Jung knew the mask is useful. It lets you survive. It earns you approval, but cling too tightly, and the mask becomes a prison. You perform so well, you forget who you really are. And here's the cost. Masks may win applause, but they never win fulfillment. Because success is not possible through a false identity. You cannot thrive while divided. Real power demands authenticity, even if authenticity costs you the comfort of the crowd. So life becomes a cycle. You set a goal. You feel inspired, but as you move forward, the shadow rises. Old fears surface. You panic. You sabotage. You quit. Then you blame circumstances. And you repeat the process with a new dream, a new plan, but the same outcome. This is why strategy alone never saves you. You don't fail because you lack talent, time, or luck. You fail because the parts of you refuse to face will always pull you back down. Until the cycle is broken, nothing changes. The way out is ruthless honesty. asking questions most avoid. Where am I sabotaging myself? What do I fear about actually succeeding? What masks am I still wearing? The answers sting. They reveal arrogance disguised as confidence, fear disguised as caution, laziness disguised as patience. But facing these truths is the first step to breaking free. Jung's brutal insight: success begins not with external strategy, but with inner confrontation. Until you conquer yourself, no victory outside will ever last. True success has little to do with money, status, or recognition. Those may come, but they are shadows compared to the real thing. Real success is wholeness, individuation, the process of integrating the shadow, dropping the masks, becoming your true self. The man who has faced his darkness and chosen his light cannot be manipulated. The woman who owns her envy and transforms it into drive cannot be stopped. Wholeness is terrifying because it makes you ungovernable. Success, in Jung's philosophy, isn't about what you achieve. It's about who you become when you stop hiding.